Right now at 6, the latest on the death of 2 people found in a Monroe County river.
And a look at the lawsuit that could change the political landscape in Wisconsin.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. A shakeup could be coming to Wisconsin ballots with a new push that supporters say would give voters more options.
News 8 Now's Allison Fergut explains from the newsroom.
A new lawsuit is looking to bring back fusion voting, which allows different parties to nominate the same candidate.
The two parties are not working together effectively at all. In fact, they are pulling farther and farther apart, and the increased division is causing a breakdown in trust.
As leaders in both major political parties face low approval ratings, citizens are growing tired of the way things are.
There has to be some kind of action to try to bring about a better representation than what we have right now.
Rush is one of the 5 plaintiffs suing to bring back fusion voting, a practice outlawed in Wisconsin during the 19th century. Under fusion voting, the same candidate could represent more than one party. For example, Charles' candidate could be on the ballot for the Republicans while also being on the same ballot for the Libertarians.
And at the end of the day, all the votes for that candidate would be added together, and that's how we decide who won the election.
Jeff Mandel's Law Forward is one of 2 law firms representing the plaintiffs in the case. He says right now many people don't feel represented by the 2 major political parties.
Bringing fusion back is a way to give a voice and provide support to those people.
Mandel adds fusion voting could help the U.S. move past the 2-party system.
This is a way for that minor party to build support, to get its name out there, and across time, to become a major party.
Retired UWL professor Joe Heim is a committee member for United Wisconsin, a group created to promote fusion voting in the state. He says the practice pushes candidates to focus on the issues and build coalitions.
So this forces you to kind of be attractive to a 3rd or 4th party. It also gives a reason why voting for a 3rd or 4th party is worthwhile.
Critics say fusion voting could cause unnecessary confusion at the voting booth, but supporters are confident it won't lead to any issues.
And I think voters are pretty smart, and I believe in our friends and our neighbors across Wisconsin.
The lawsuit is still in the early stages, but supporters are hopeful it will be in front of the state Supreme Court before the next presidential election. Reporting in the newsroom, Allison Fergut, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Allison. Well, Wisconsin is suing the Trump administration's cuts to the Health and Human Services Department. 18 other states are also suing. Programs impacted include reducing lead poisoning risk in Milwaukee schools and discouraging underage smoking. In a statement, Governor Evers says these devastating decisions will jeopardize the health and safety of Wisconsinites.
A reminder that a big change affecting air travel starts tomorrow. Your license or ID will need to be Real ID compliant. That means you'll see a symbol like a star in the top corner of your card. You will need a Real ID to fly domestically or enter a federal building. So, what happens if you don't have one?
When passengers go through starting tomorrow, if they are not in compliance, they will get a notification. They will get information on how they can get in compliance. And really my recommendation for passengers who are planning future travel is to really take care of this, because there is no guarantee in the future that we'll be allowing people through. But I would say really you need to just make sure that you're bringing some form of ID that's acceptable.
To get a Real ID, just visit any DMV.
Well, the heating season comes to an end on May 15th, but you can still get help from the Wisconsin Home Energy Assistance Program. The program also helps with electric bills. To qualify, the gross household income has to be 60% of the state median income or less. You can apply for the program at the Home Energy website.
And Green Homeowners United is still offering free energy assessments. Those are funded through the Inflation Reduction Act. The program helps homeowners lower their energy bills. Low-income homeowners can unlock federal grants for free energy-saving upgrades.
So they'll have spots in their home where they could use some help, and we come in and do the energy assessment. We can do some of those things. We can seal some ductwork, caulk around some windows and doors. And we also do like weather stripping around windows and doors as well.
If you're interested in getting a free energy assessment, you can reach out to Green Homeowners United.
Onalaska is installing automated external defibrillators throughout the city. Officials say some spots include community parks and tennis courts. Officials hope these AEDs will improve response times in emergency situations and increase survival rates.
Well, more questions than answers in Monroe County after the deaths of 2 people.
On Sunday, 2 bodies were found in the East Fork Lemon Weir River. Sheriffs say it was a man and a woman. Investigators believe the 2 were last seen leaving the Backwater Bar and Grill.
They discovered the bodies after a tip from a caller. Reportedly, the caller came to the area to try and find the pair. We spoke to 3 people claiming to be related to the deceased.
Somebody was trying to get their other significant other out of the water. There would have been screaming involved. There would have been a scene. This isn't sitting right. We need answers.
Right now, foul play isn't suspected, but an investigation is still ongoing.
Yeah, quite warm conditions. We got well into the 80s for most locations, 84 Eau Claire, 82 La Crosse. If you're wondering when records are, would be 98 for La Crosse. So we're not even close to that, but definitely warm conditions. And we're going to see a little bit cooler for tomorrow. Now with these warm conditions further up to the north where they haven't quite got the green up, with relative humidities getting into the 20%, like Ladysmith, Rusk County had that today. There is still elevated fire risk going on because of that low humidity, and the green up hasn't quite reached up in those areas. This will probably be an ongoing problem throughout the next week for northern Wisconsin, given that we're going to have very dry conditions throughout the next week and a half. But for La Crosse, we're looking at quiet conditions, only 64, so very mild conditions for this time of year. The same story for Eau Claire as you go out throughout the night. Clear, light winds, just getting back down to barely into the 60s after 10 p.m. So high temperature days, I mentioned many areas into the 80s, 84, 83. So definitely got up there. We won't probably see these 80s for a couple days now. This cold front up to the north, that is going to be pushing some slightly cooler air our way. But for tonight, it actually will be milder than we saw this morning, more into the 50s, given that we're warmer already, a little bit above average. But then going forward, yeah, we'll break down how cool we're going to get, and then how soon we'll get back to those 80s and how long we might see a stretch of 80s going throughout next week, too.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Well, the Gateway Area of Scouts kicking off their annual Scrap-a-thon. They are accepting any metal items from cans to old garage doors. All items turned in will be turned to scrap metal, and all proceeds will go toward programming for Scouts around the area.
It's a very win-win for us. You know, we're living up to our sustainability roots as far as scouting goes, but then you're also helping the community. So if you can reduce, reuse, and recycle and benefit kids in our community, that's awesome.
There are 5 donation locations in the area. We'll have the complete list and addresses on our digital platforms.
Today is Thank a Teacher Day in La Crosse schools. The Public Education Foundation organized breakfast deliveries for nearly 1,000 teachers and staff this morning. The celebration of educators and staff in La Crosse has been going on for more than a decade.
They work hard to make sure that students have not only the academic support that they need, but also the support to grow as whole people. And we're so appreciative of teachers and educators in the school district of La Crosse, and this is just a small thing we can do to show our appreciation.
The event is part of National Teacher Appreciation Week, running through Friday.
This year's fishing season set to kick off.
Professionals share their ideal fishing conditions after the break.
Mother's Day is almost here, and it's time to visit Jolivet Family Farms. 8 greenhouses full of a wide variety of flowers, vegetable, and plants, all grown for this climate. Jolivet's features one of the area's largest selections of hanging baskets: succulents, clematis, citronella mosquito plants, horseradish, rhubarb, asparagus. Find unique lawn and garden decor. Take home a strawberry rhubarb pie, rhubarb crisp, or try the new peanut butter pie from our homemade bakery. All this and so much more. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you. In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Deals are popping up all over the place this week at Fleet Farm. Like Farm Fresh Selects veggie and herb plants, 3 for $9.99. 1 cubic foot bags of Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix are just $9.99. And ladies' Carhartt Tencel t-shirts are 25% off. From garden staples to workwear essentials, Fleet Farm has everything you need this season, always at the best prices, guaranteed.
We're just a few days away from one of Minnesota's most anticipated weekends of the year. The DNR says at least 221,000 people have already bought a fishing license ahead of Saturday's opener.
Now, before you drop a line, what are the best conditions for fishing? Jeff Wagner explains how to maximize landing a prized catch.
Chilly, gloomy, and windy could explain why boaters left Lake Minnetonka alone last Friday. Not ideal for an enjoyable day on the water, unless your mission is fishing.
I mean, this is a great day. Overcast, windy.
Jason Ortberg would agree.
If I had to pick a day, this is about what I would pick.
He owns Tonka West Guide Service.
What are the best conditions for fishing?
For fishing, you want cloud cover and a little bit of wind.
Wind makes the water choppy and harder for fish to see your boat. Cloud cover prevents the sun from casting your boat's shadow on the lake floor, another clue for fish to keep their distance.
How does temperature fit into this?
And this time of year, you want it to be steadily coming up as, our season progresses.
By the month of May, Ortberg says Lake Minnetonka's water temperature rises into the 50s.
As we get into the 50, they're starting to be done with that spawn. They're moving out of the creeks and their spawning areas. And they're extremely hungry and looking for bait to eat, and that's why it's so good at opener.
Are you the type of person who will get out there at 3, 4 in the morning ever?
It really depends on what I'm fishing for. If I'm fishing muskies, yeah, I want to get up early.
What's the best time of day to get on the water?
For walleyes, you're going to want to be at those low light periods.
That means starting an hour before sunrise or just as the sun sets, the ideal bite windows for walleye.
Would midnight work?
Yes, and you'll see a lot of guys out here at midnight, 12:01, you can start walleye fishing.
You'll catch a lot of fish after dark, and people can be surprised by that.
Can rain hurt or help the condition?
They usually do better. I think it's the pressure change with the weather, and then also, again, we got clouds and you got wind and things are changing, and that gets them moving to start feeding and stuff.
If the change in weather conditions is gradual, drop a line. But if it is abrupt with huge temperature or air pressure swings, Ortberg says to wait a day for the fish to get acclimated to the changes in the water.
I like to see consistent weather.
What's the least ideal day?
80 degrees, no clouds, and dead, flat, calm lake.
Fishing's more about getting out there and having fun than catching the fish sometimes.
Well, we'll have more news ahead.
But first,
yeah, we do have a slight cool down, and a slight cool down means we're only going from 80 to about 70, so we'll break that down, how long that'll last, and when the 80s will actually return. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
It's deer season.
Already? Nice knowing you. We gotta hide.
No, not that deer season. Deer season. It's that time of year when you can get $3,000 off at an authorized John Deere dealer.
A deer season that saves bucks?
That's right.
It's deer season, now through June 2nd.
Visit Tractor Central today to find out why nothing runs like a deer. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
It's a John Deere day.
Get an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards. Our garden center is now open. Shop our great selection of plants, vegetables, and gardening products from great brands like Master Garden. Right now, pick up organic raised bed mix for only $5.99 after rebate. Highlight your home's beauty with Patriot Lighting. Shop a variety of style options in-store and on Menards.com, including this 2-pack of matching outdoor wall lights. Just $49.97 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
The biggest thing I want to get across to people, whether it's via email or voicemail or text, is we are a local Wisconsin, family-owned, turnkey solar company.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. How can you lose?
At Vernon Memorial Healthcare, we believe in your birth, your way. From prenatal visits to postpartum care, we provide continuous support, respect your birth plan, and ensure a smooth transition from pregnancy to parenthood. With expert lactation consultants and a comforting home-like environment, we're here for you before, during, and after delivery. Vernon Memorial Healthcare, where your journey is in caring hands.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Yeah, giving you an idea where we should be for average temperatures, we are getting closer and closer to having 70 as our average. It'll probably be towards the end of this week or weekend. Still, our lows are typically in the 40s. Give it another week and a half, I think we'll be closer to 50 to give you an idea where we should be. We're going to be closer to this probably by Thursday, maybe some areas for tomorrow too, and that's the cool down that I'm talking about for Wednesday and Thursday. Back to more seasonable conditions here for a few days. We're going to warm back up Friday, back in the mid-70s, and then the weekend, definitely warm. We could see 80s again. I think Sunday definitely stands a shot. Still dry. That's not a change there. And next week, mid-80s potentially. I think that could be the warmest period, maybe Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way through Thursday too, in rain. Potentially all the way to the second half of next week, maybe Friday, but even that looks pretty light, slim right now too. So we could go through the first half of the month with not much rain. Right now, the typical flow, we talk about block flow, and this is a jet stream that's about 25,000 feet. It usually flows west to east. There's kind of ridges and troughs right here. Here's a trough. There's a ridge. Ridge usually means quiet, dry conditions. Trough usually means that you have a storm going on, a system coming through. It moves fairly transit across the area, so things they'll give a block. Now, if we go to a blocking pattern, which is this is kind of what we have right now going on, it's just a little bit different orientation. But if you're in the center of this block with the jet coming well to the north, you're dry and warm. Unfortunately, on either side of it, which they're having right now kind of in the Intermountain West into the southeast, you have continuous stormy conditions. Systems come through. You can have cool conditions. Snow is what's going on too in the Intermountain West. Now, what also is a block, and we're going to see this more next week, early next week, is the ridge goes way up to the north, and they have the jet goes way up to the north, a jet way to the south. In between, there's not much flow going on, very light flow at 25,000 feet. So that typically means dry, warm, could even get hot conditions down there too. This is what we're going to see probably going into early next week before that system out west potentially could get here. And if you kind of look at the jet stream right now, as we go through Friday, you can see the jet to the north up there. We're getting into that pattern where it goes well to the north. This will be the weekend. You can see it split, not much flow going on here. So that means no systems are coming through. They're going to head up to the north, or they're going to kind of stay to the south and weekend. As we go through Monday and Tuesday, that's where we're going to start seeing that system approach to the west coast. That is the one that could bring us, and I mean could bring us, some precipitation as we get closer to next Thursday. You can see as it comes in an Intermountain West and into the plains, that jet stream gets closer. A system will get closer by this point. Now, can it come through this ridge and break it down and give us some precipitation? And how much moisture can it pull northward? That's yet to be seen, but I think we'll see something coming following next weekend. But right now, it's just too early to say how much of that. As you look at the precipitation pattern right there, pretty low confidence we're going to have something going on, but possibility could shift. Back to the temperatures tomorrow, we're going to cool back down, upper 60s to low 70s, depending on where you are. A few degrees cooler on Thursday, more for southern areas. As you go further north, they'll probably go up a degree or two because their cool down really is coming tomorrow behind a cold front that slides throughout. You'll notice the northeast wind coming through there too, so definitely you'll see that going through. And then Friday, we get back up to the 70s here, a little bit warmer going on. If we get that coming up, and there we go, it flipped over. Anyway, we're going to see the 70s and 80s as we get closer to the weekend too, and then early next week, as I mentioned, mid-80s potentially. That rain chance really is going to come probably after this 8-day forecast, and that would be at the earliest Thursday or Friday. So cool down tomorrow. I mean, cover yourself up with that jacket. You might need it. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Bring the sweatshirt
You'll
back out
notice
to
with that
70.
northeast wind tomorrow, it will feel a little cooler back to where we should be. But like I said, we're only cooling back to where we should be.
Yeah, not much to worry about this week.
No, not much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, one final run. 16 seniors on the UWL baseball team hoping to reach heights the program has never seen. Hear from 2 of those seniors and Coach Schwartz on what needs to be done for a deep playoff run. Jacob is next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
At Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics, our goal is to help you and your pet in times of need. We specialize in the gold standard for cruciate ligament repair, the TPLO.
I was amazed to see Bear up and running again so soon. They really took good care of him.
Piper had TPLO surgery and is already running again weeks later.
Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics for an orthopedic consultation today.
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step, from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
You can see it. His potential, that is. You see it even when he may not. You see that the things that spark his interest today will in time ignite the things he pursues tomorrow, and ultimately help him reach new heights. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
Isn't it time you turn your backyard into the oasis you've always wanted? Come to La Crosse Fireplace Company and find your outdoor setup. Imagine gathering with family and friends around your wood-fired pizza oven. Sit back and relax around your new fire table. Available in different sizes and styles to fit your lifestyle and budget. Stop in this month and receive 15% off all in-stock outdoor products. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is outside by the fire.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
It is early May, so it's time to talk about getting hot at the right time. Not weather-wise, but you won't see me complaining about low 80s. I'm talking about postseason baseball. The UWL Eagles have rattled off 9 wins in a row to end the regular season, and now playoff baseball awaits. The message today from Coach Schwartz before practice was, be yourselves. Don't try to do too much. Don't let the moment get too big, and just execute like you've done all season. And boy, have the Eagles been doing that. 33 wins in 40 games. A 23-5 mark against WIAC foes, and their skipper says the scariest part for upcoming opponents is that the Eagles haven't even put together a complete performance yet this season.
You know, we've been playing really good baseball at times this year. We honestly haven't put it all together, whether that's 9 men in the lineup or pitch and not play D and all that kind of stuff. So I think they understand that and they know that, and you can kind of see it in their eyes that it's time to go. It's now or never, and there's some tenacity in this group.
And as is the case in any sport when your season is on the line, the margin for error much more slim. And this group of seniors knows that and is focused on just controlling what they can and competing on every pitch.
Just focus on just go play ball, you know. This last weekend we played solid and we weren't like focusing on too much how good the other team was. We were just focusing on how good we can play.
I think it's a lot of just trusting yourself. Obviously, we have the talent to go far in the playoffs, and we just got to show up at the right time and be who we are and be competitive, and I 100% believe we can do that.
UWL's WIAC tournament run gets underway on Thursday in Whitewater at 3 p.m. as they'll take on Oshkosh. All right, what's coming up on your television later tonight? The Brewers looking to make it 3 wins in a row in response to dropping 3 straight last week against the Astros in Game 2 of the series. Chad Patrick on the mound for Milwaukee, and it's a special day as it's the first game of the season with the roof open. First pitch in about 15 minutes. And on the hardwood, the T-Wolves beginning their series with Golden State coming up around 8:30 on TNT. That game happening at the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. 6.5-point favorite. Should be a very entertaining series. These two teams do not love each other too much, not too fond of one another. Specifically, Draymond Green and Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Green put him in a headlock a year or two ago.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, I gotta see that.
Yeah, that's an interesting video. But should be a competitive series, and we'll see if the young T-Wolves can take down the one-time dynasty in the Warriors.
That's right. And Anthony Edwards has said he's wanted to play Golden State in the playoffs because Draymond talks a lot of trash.
He did say that, yep.
So Ant is a motivated individual
It's
for
gonna be a
this
fun
one.
one.
Some drama on the course.
Thanks,
Okay.
Jacob.
Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Stay updated while you scroll. Follow us on Instagram at WKBT News 8.
Looking for a new ride? At Ultra, we know some family members are pickier than others. Apply today at driveultra.org and find a ride that makes everyone happy. No payments for 90 days. Driver tested, puppy approved. Ultra Federal Credit Union.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose American Waterworks.
You can really taste the hickory on this Arby's 6-hour smoked pulled pork.
You know, I always thought your best quality was your flavor palette.
Well, you know, people think I'm funny, too.
Nah, it's your palate.
Arby's, we have the meats.
I'm Steve from Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. If you feel colder drafts here, you have gaps, worn seals, or even cracks here, you need a trusted window company to replace the window and help you save money on your energy bill. At Clear Choice, we know that your home is your biggest investment, and in a year like this, every dollar needs to be spent wisely. Our team will complete our Weather Guardian 15-step installation process on every job to ensure your home and family are safe before we leave. Call now for our Buy More, Save More special.
Give your child the independence they want with Ultra's Live Your Life Spend account. It's a free account designed for money-savvy teens and young adults with all the extra features you'll love. No minimum balance and no monthly fees. Plus, cashback debit card rewards. Ultra Federal Credit Union.
All right, it'll be mild overnight. We'll probably get it back up into the 50s as you wake up tomorrow, but that's the end of the story, being milder, because tomorrow we're going to see more cooler conditions for that northeast wind, so a slight drop. Could be 60s further north, 70s. We'll see that Thursday, and then we'll flip the switch back for Friday and the weekend, and next week, mid-80s potentially. So, yeah, just a slight cool down tomorrow.
Yeah, thing of beauty, though.
Time to get tan.
Yeah, time to get tan. Tan time. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6.
We'll see you at 10.